for the stage, and this is one of my little kids. This is Pepper Potts, and she's my assistant coach right now. So I hope that this video is finding you well, whether you're watching it on Instagram Live or if you are watching it a little bit later, maybe through email or wherever they'll post the link for the video. But I just wanted to give you all some resources on some fitness exercises that you can be doing in your home during these times of having to stay inside a lot. Or maybe you tend to work out at home anyways because it's your place of fitness. Or maybe you don't work out at all, and that's a great reason for me to be here. Depending on your physical ability or your age, no matter what, the important thing is that we keep moving. If we stop moving, we stop moving. And if we keep moving, we keep moving. And it can sound silly or overly basic, but it's not silly, and it truly is, though, that basic and that true. If I stop putting things over my head, eventually my body will lose that function. If I stop getting up out of a chair without assistance, it eventually will lose that ability to get up out of the chair without assistance. Now, if you need assistance, or if you're at that point right now, depending on your physical ability or age, that's okay. Now it's just our time to best keep our level of fitness where it's at and to not decrease. So 4 things that we need to be able to do. We need to be able to sit down and stand. Or in fitness, you could call that a squat. We need to be able to pick something up off the ground. So we would call that a deadlift. We need to be able to put something over our head or grab something from overhead. We'd call that a press. And then the last thing is that we would need to be able to get up to do a sit-up, if you would say that. So really chill here in my apartment in Queens, New York. We're doing well during these tough times, but I just want to walk you through some basic things that you could be doing in your home so that you can stay physically able. All right? Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to stand up here. I have a few things up for grabs to be able to use. I have a playbill binder. Built for the Stage is a fitness company, but it's for actors. So we're definitely big Broadway people here, big theater fans, stage and movie, whatever your preference is. I have some detergent here, okay? And then for me, I'm going to be using this coffee table, but you can use something like a chair with arms on it if you need it, or you can just have a bench, whatever you can use to sit on and then stand. We can be using that. All right. I want to bring this down a little bit lower so you can see my feet. Let's see if I can get that situated here. Is that going to be better or worse? Okay, a little better. I'll just move this back. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to sit down and stand up. Now, if you're able to, so the squat will look like this with no sitting down. This is an air squat. If you're able to squat like this, then great. If not, you can sit to an object. So I can sit and then stand. Now, how should I sit? I should have my feet at a shoulder width stance, and I should initiate the movement by pushing my hips and butt back first. As I push my hips and butt back first, my knees will unhinge, and I'll work to keep my torso upright. If you want, you can hold something out in front of you to help keep your torso upright. So I'll sit, and then I'll stand. Okay? So once again, depending on your ability, you can squat all the way down. You can squat to an object. If you need assistance getting up and down, and you have arms to a chair, you totally can grab the arms, sit, and then stand. Now, you might be saying, well, I do this every day. I sit all the time. Well, what we're going to be doing, we'll be sitting for repetitions. The more repetitions we can work in, and the more durability and efficiency we can get at making this movement as normal as possible to the body, the more we can maintain this function. If we stop doing these things frequently, then we will be more prone to losing this function because we're not using it quite enough. Okay? So, one more thing you can do for adjusting is that if you have a chair and the squatting over and over again is a little bit too much of knee flexion, you can lift your chair up by maybe placing a couple of pillows in the chair. So I have my pillows here. I'm going to rest them here. I'm going to move Pepper over. There we go. She knows. So now my target is a little higher, so I can sit back, and then I can stand. And I can sit back, and I can stand. So this is called scaling. So the first top notch of the scale was just to squat on your own. The second was to sit. The third was to sit with assistance by grabbing those armrests next to you. And then the fourth would be if the depth of the squat was too much, we could either get some pillows or some objects to put onto the chair to kind of make that target a little bit higher. Or you can just pick a seat that naturally has a higher height to it. Okay? So, the squat, sitting down. So we want to do this for reps, right? I would suggest starting out through time domains, meaning maybe we do 3 sets of 30 seconds of repetitions. Then we rest for 30 seconds. So how would that look? I'm going to take these out. I would get my clock, either looking at it on a shelf or I have a watch, whatever. I would start squatting and I'd look at my clock for 30 seconds. And I'd look to sit and stand for 30 seconds straight. Hips go back, my whole foot stays on the ground, and then I can use my arms if I want, like I was saying before, with my assistance, up and down. Okay? Looking to keep my chest upright. Then when those 30 seconds are done, I'll rest for 30. Now, all the while, you should be counting. And you can see how many squats you get in within those 30 seconds. Maybe I get 7. So then my next round, after my 30-second rest, my goal would be to get 7 again. And then the third round, 7 again. Maybe I do this in a couple of days or in a week or so. I'll remember, maybe I'll write down the number 7, and I'll always try to make that my target goal. Okay? This is going back to the theory of if we keep moving, we keep moving. So if I keep pushing myself to hit those 7 reps, then my body will maintain the functionality of doing it. If I start to slip up or I stop doing it altogether exercise-wise, then my body will start to lose ability. Okay, moving on, we're going to do a press. So we need to be able to put something over our head or take something off the shelf. So you can grab a light notebook. This playbill binder here is 7 pounds. I weighed it. Whatever is good for you, you can hold this binder and then press it overhead. Now, when you press, you're looking to put your hand or the object right over the midline of your body. Okay, so if this was like to separate my body, when I lowered it, I'd want it to be able to divide me in half. I don't want the weight out here or back here, but I want this straight up overhead. Okay, so as I press up, I'll have my elbow tucked. and then I'll rotate it just slightly to press. Okay? Now, some of you might have this range of motion just fine. So you can do this without a book or with a book or heavier object, a lighter object, whatever is good for you. Also focus on keeping the ribs down. We don't want to be arching back here, but we can squeeze our butt, keep our ribs down, and press from here. Okay? Same deal. Maybe you do 3 sets of 30 seconds. You count your reps and see how many you get. Nice quality reps. Take your time. Once again, we're just looking to move the body and keep its function there. And let's say we get those 7 reps again. We'll switch arms for 30 seconds. We'll press, hopefully get 7 reps or however many reps. And then we'll rest for 30 seconds, and then we'll repeat it for 3 more times. Okay? So, that's our press. So we've done sitting down, and we've done pressing for 3 sets of 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. Third thing we need to be able to do, once again, is pick things up. So that's our deadlift. For the deadlift, we're going to do a single arm deadlift. I'm going to get this detergent here. This is actually 30 pounds. Right, Ty? 30?
15.
15 pounds, sorry. 15 pounds.
14.
Oh, I had some soda cans, a 36-pack of soda cans. Those were 30 pounds. This is around 15. I think it was like 14.7. So, what I'm going to do, if I'm able, I'm going to have a hip width stance. I'm going to push my hips and butt back. I'm going to keep my chest nice and proud. I'm going to pick this up, okay? Never should we pick anything up with roundedness in our back, okay? We should always look like a table, like this. Okay? So, things I can do is lift my chest nice and proud chest, and then bend the knees as I come back down. If my chest is not proud, then I get this unsafe roundedness in my back. So, nice proud chest, lift it up, and then pick up your item from there. So, hip width stance, knees unhinge, hips and butt go back, chest stays up, nice and proud, and then I stand. When I lower this item, it's going to be right next to my foot. Okay? Right next to my foot. If that's too much, then you can get an object. I'm going to get this playbill binder and put it on the ground. And I'm going to, quote unquote, I'm going to lift my floor up by aiming for this binder. So now I don't have to bend down as far to complete the movement. If your range of motion for picking things up or bending isn't the greatest, then you could go from this tabletop. Still hinge over a little, pick it up, and put it down. Hinge over a little, pick it up, and put it down. So, for our 3 sets of 30 seconds on each side, not only can we be looking to maintain the same rep count and from there, is lifted up off the ground and we're having to lift our floor up higher as a target, then a progression could be to aim to maybe lower our target over time. So maybe you're out with the coffee table, and then once that gets comfortable or the body starts to adapt, maybe you can go to 2 of our, I don't know if these will stay. Let's go to this. This is just a little bit shorter. Okay, so now I'm lifting to this little footstool here. And then eventually I can get to the binder. Alright? So I hope we're kind of getting the gist of this, where we're just trying to continue to move the body, and we're trying to either maintain or progress our movement over time. Okay, so squat, standing up, sitting down, press, putting things overhead or taking them off of a shelf or something from above. Third is bending over and picking something up, the deadlift. And now our last one is going to be to get up off of the ground or maybe out of bed, things like that. So what it's called in exercise would just simply be a sit-up. So I can come down here on the floor. All right. I'm going to put my feet together, and I'm going to reach back, and then I'm going to sit up. I'm going to reach back, and then I'm going to sit up. It could look like this. I could go back, and then I could roll to the side and use my one side to sit up. I can roll back. I can use my other side to sit up. So I can use my arms as assistance if I need to. If getting up and down off of the ground is difficult, that could be something that you work on. You can get a mat or something that's padded, that's cushiony. You can literally just go down to the ground, maybe if it's just your knees, and then come back up to standing. Okay? This is exercise. This is moving the body. It might not be an exercise machine or a band or some type of weight, but exercise is, at its core, is supposed to be preventative. It's supposed to make the body able to be durable and to have longevity. Okay, it's not, exercise is not so that you can have a six-pack, okay, or be like you were when you were 20. That's not the aim for it. Its first function is to maintain the body and to try to keep it as durable as possible and as functional as possible throughout time. Another way you can sit up is if you need to go to a couch. Here's my beautiful dogs, Thor and Pepper. There's Pepper again. Now you see Thor. If you need to go to a couch, okay, and I can lay back. I'm going to scoot Thor over here, scoot Pepper over here, okay? You can literally, come here, Thor. You can literally be laying back, and then I just want you to work on sitting up. Laying back and sitting up. Same deal, 30 seconds of that. You can be in your bed, getting in and out of bed for 30 seconds. So let me break this down a little bit more for you. You could say, I get out of bed every day. It's tough for me, but I get out of bed every day. But you only get out of bed once a day. Just once. So your body's only practicing that function one time. And if it's slipping away from you, if you're not as efficient at it as you once were at a younger age, it means that we can afford to maybe work this movement a little bit more in our training, to be getting up and to be getting down. So all of these things, I see your question, Lauren. Hi. So grateful to Lauren Boyd for inviting me to talk to all of you. For all of these things I just gave you, I want us to focus on a time domain because I don't know who you are personally. Let's start with 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. And within the 30 seconds, be counting how many reps you're doing. And then your goal is to maintain that rep count after your 30-second break. So 3 sets of all these movements we've done, 30 seconds of work, and then 30 seconds of rest, okay, for 3 times. And then like the deadlift or the squat example, if we've had to assist ourselves, using an armrest or sitting to a higher target or picking something up off the ground that's a little bit higher, like from the coffee table, another goal is to not only maintain our reps or to better them, but to look to lower that scale. So sit down to a little bit lower of a target or pick something up off the ground that's a little bit higher. All right, so a quick recap before I go. Our squat is a shoulder width stance. I'm going to readjust our phone just one more time. Instagram TV or Instagram Live, making it happen. So squat, shoulder width stance, hips and butt go back, chest stays up. That's our squat. Shoulder width stance, hips and butt go back, chest stays up. Our knees track out over our toes. Never should our knees cave in. Okay? For those of you that won't be squatting and you'll be sitting down, you'll sit to your object and you'll stand. If you need an armrest, armchairs, or to get up, you can use that. If you need to have a higher target, once again, you can stack those. Our press, remember, elbows tucked in, we press up, and we're looking to have our hand or our object splitting our midline to divide our body in half to be nice and balanced there. Keep the ribs tucked down, squeeze that butt as you press. Deadlift, hip width stance, knees unhinge, nice proud chest, hips and butt go back, touch the object to the floor, and stand. Okay? If the floor is too low for us, you can get a book or you can get a little footstool or what have you, and you can make the floor higher. Okay, whatever your target is, hips and butt go back, nice proud chest. Okay? Then our fourth is our sit-up, sitting down on the floor and getting up. Okay? If you need to use your arms, okay, you can roll to the side, safely push up, come back, lay down to the side. Okay? If going back is difficult, you can brace with your arm as well and come up. I even showed that couch example earlier on. So all of these movements will be 3 sets of 30 seconds on with a 30-second rest. Okay? Use judgment. If 3 sets is too much, maybe we do 1 set. All of this is about a progression. Do my sets remain the same? Do they go up over time? Do my reps remain the same? Do they go up over time? Does my ability to bend over at this height over time lower to this height? We're just looking to gradually increase our ability as we go along. Okay? If you have any questions, always feel free. You can reach out to me, joe@builtforthestage.com. joe@builtforthestage.com. All right, I hope this was useful to somebody out there. I hope that you are well. I hope that you stay fit. I wish you all the best. Let me know if you need anything. This is Coach Joe from Built for the Stage. Thanks so much, Lauren, again, for inviting me to spend some time with Broadway babes over this gloomy Wednesday morning in New York City. I wish you all the best. Bye.